Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys about Ouija boards, and I know most of you are pretty familiar with it, you know how they work and so forth. Okay, so a lot of you are wondering probably like what you're doing wrong in terms of when you're playing it. Like, you're probably all saying, oh, it doesn't really work, you're the one controlling the board, or why am I not doing this right? Well, first of all, you should never mess with a Ouija board. They're really bad, for one. And a lot of you are probably like, well, how can it be so bad if it's not even real? You're the one just controlling it. First of all, I have a really big belief in the unknown, or the dead, as so to say. And it is a pretty big thing, you know. First of all, it's not a way for you to hex your friend. So if your friend comes up to you someday after a big fight and be like, oh yeah, I just hexed you with my Ouija board, so you better watch out. Well, I'm pretty damn sure that's pure bullshit, because you can't use the Ouija board to hex your friends, cause curses, etc. It's a communication device to speak with the dead, so I'm pretty sure you cannot do anything other than communicate with it. Although you can't do anything bad with the Ouija board, but the Ouija board can do something bad for you. It can cause bad karma. I know from experience, I have dealt with this, so I'm talking to you as a result of what I have learned from. Some other things you should know is that a Ouija board is not a toy. Even though Milton Bradley, the Parker brothers, yada yada yada, have created several different types of Ouija boards and labeling it as a game, which is very wrong, because you are pretty much exposing kids to witchcraft and whatnot, especially for those in families that are religious, and they're, you know, witchcraft is not something very godly, shall I say. So Parker Brothers and whatnot are doing a very bad representation of what's fun for kids, because Ouija boards cannot be fun for some people, especially if they've encountered many things. And I'm not saying that, you know, it's all bad, because I mean, it could be very helpful in terms of what you're looking for, but it is definitely not a children's toy, even though you've seen it around like Walmart or Toys R Us. So definitely don't use it if you're like under the age of like 16, I'll say, because it's not a toy. Don't use a Ouija board if you don't know what you're using. That is a big, big, important rule. Okay, because I know a lot of people who are using it at like their little slumber parties and whatnot, and saying like, oh yeah, let's talk to some dead person because this will be a lot of fun, let's freak out my friends. It's not like that. You can't do that. It's really bad. It's gonna cause you a lot of bad things after you're done with your session there. And I mean, I know it can be a lot of fun, you know, you get that little rush of adrenaline because you're speaking to some dead person, but it's not all fun and games when something bad happens, now is it? You should be very familiar with the board before you ever use it. You should know the result that'll happen after it, whether it be good or bad, and you should definitely be, what's the right word? You should be pretty much familiar with demonology. If you are very much into witchcraft and you understand the elements of this board, that's a very good thing to have if you're going to do with this. And that's pretty much the key basics to that. If you want to get best results out of a Ouija board, you cannot have like a zillion people swarming the board, touching the planchette, and playing it. It works best if it's a boy and a girl, so two people of the opposite sex playing this is very vital for this, because you'll get better results out of it. You will have it work better, shall I say, in terms of that, so I'll just let it rest at that. I'm pretty sure you all know how to use it, but you can't press your fingers hard on the planchette, and if you don't know what the planchette is, it's that little triangle thing which you put your fingers on. You don't put your whole hand on it, you put your fingers on it. Lightly, like feather light. Never play a Ouija board alone. That's a bad thing. Very, very bad. Because, well, one, why would you want to, especially if it's made to freak you out, and you don't contact good things when you do it alone. I learned from the hard way, because I played it one time when I was younger. I thought, hey, do it for shits and giggles, because, you know, it's one of those things that's supposed to scare you. It's not fun, especially if you end up getting weird things you don't understand, and so forth. You will most likely not contact your family members who are dead on there. You attract more so demonic type of spirits that are around. And if you think that you've contacted somebody in your family, you might want to ask questions, which reminds me, for questions, ask one at a time and be specific. That's important. Some more things. Pretty much the one key thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the key thing to know to Ouija boards. They're not a children's toy, for one. And you should pretty much not even touch it if you don't know what you're dealing with, because you deal with a lot of things. And if you know somebody, though, that is really into this whole supernatural type of deal, then go ahead, talk to the person, and see maybe if they can give you a little inside look of it. But don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. Key rule. So I hope that answers your question. Have fun playing with your Ouija board. I hope you get hurt, first of all, if you don't know what you're doing, and hate to say I told you so. So, hope that helps.